Hello and good evening and welcome. My name is Darren Barton and hello and welcome. I've just got the live button has just come on the Hangout, so might be a little bit of a stuttery start. Oh, there we go. So I'm broadcasting absolutely fine, which is great. So I can cancel all that out. Hi guys, I'm on my own today. We've had a little bit of a change of plans. Jeremy's looking after his son today. So unfortunately can't get to the Hangout this evening, so I'm going to effectively step in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Hangout that I had planned for Wednesday. I'm now going to do today. So we're going to talk about, or the second part, we're going to talk about the second part of Pinterest today. So if you are here expecting to hear about Zukul, the trading robots that we normally do on a Monday, then unfortunately I'm not going to be talking about those today. I'm literally going to be talking about our regular Wednesday marketing. So this is really all about the marketing tips and tricks that I'm going to be sort of effectively divulging and obviously showing you step by step how you can become your own marketing guru. So that's what we're going to go through today. I think Jeremy's okay for the rest of the week, so I'm sure we'll have some notifications about Hangouts later on in the week, for particularly about Zukul robot. And obviously we've got our Zukul launch, which is very, very imminent. You'll be noticing, I'm sure, lots of changes going on in the background, lots of changes coming to the actual front of the website. There's a change going on there, and obviously some little bits of tinkering that we're doing in the background, which is all starting to come to fruition, like I said, over the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, the exciting thing that we've just got into production, started, I think it was last week, we've started the full production now of our binary options trading robot, which is very, very exciting. And again, you're going to start to get updates of those over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Now, this is my last week here. I then go on holiday for a couple of weeks. I would normally sort of chip in and do some of the Hangouts over the next couple of weeks, but unfortunately I'm going to be in a field, so I'm not exactly sure what the internet connection is going to be. So what we've decided to do is we will do the marketing today, which finishes quite nicely, and then there'll be a couple of weeks break, and then we'll kick in again with the next parts of the marketing. So really today is about drawing a line, if you like, underneath our Pinterest training that we've been doing over last week, and obviously wrapping it up today. Now, today is all about the interesting, the secret sauce bit that no matter how many Pinterest training manuals that I've been through, they actually don't talk about this for some reason. I don't know why, because this is the power of Pinterest, which we're going to obviously go through today. So first of all, hi everybody. Hello everybody. If you like what you're seeing today, then obviously if you can stick a like, a thumbs up in the little thumbs up icon below, that would be brilliant. If you want to share the training that we're doing, then obviously you've got the share button. If you've just stumbled across this this video and you're unsure about what it's all about, then obviously hit the subscribe button, and you will obviously get notifications each time I do training on marketing. This is completely free. We do normally an hour-long session every single week. We've got lots and lots of topics that we've gone through over the past few weeks. So again, if you want to subscribe, that would be brilliant as well. And if you have any questions, then please put them in capitals in the little box at the side, or you can put them in the comments box below, and obviously I will get to them hopefully during the course of the live recording. If not, then obviously I will go back through them as I go through the recordings over the next couple of days. On top of all that, if you are a Zukul member and you want to share your link and you want a little bit of link juice, we've talked about that over in other trainings, then by all means put a comment in any of my videos. I've got, I don't know, about 200 videos out there, so if you want to subscribe to my channel, draw up the big list of videos that I've got and stick a comment in every single one of those videos. That's absolutely fine. If you put your affiliate link in there as well, and what I'll do is, again, as I get chances, I go through obviously the comments, and will automatically approve those for you. Okay, so we've got that little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Now I'm going to just take my headphones off, push my chair back, bring the notice board, flipboard forward, go through a little bit about summary of what we did last week. Hopefully you guys have got your Pinterest accounts all sorted and you're ready for the next stage. Then I'll go through a summary of what we're going to go through tonight, and then obviously I'll come back and we will get started. We'll start to do some screen sharing, and I'll show you what I've been doing over the past 3 or 4 days since the last Hangout. All right, so bear with me a moment. Okay, right. Hopefully you can see a little bit of me, and you can see this board. Now, some of you guys were saying that it was a little bit blurred, you couldn't quite read it. It's not really important at this stage. If you need to know exactly what's on here, then just go through the recording bit and it'll show you. But obviously I'm just using this more or less to keep me on track, because I have a tendency to go off on tangents. So this is to keep me on track, and obviously you guys understand the flow of what we're doing, and obviously the reason that we're doing it in this particular way. So we talked about creating a profitable Pinterest plan. So we talked about Pinterest and what is it. Hopefully you guys have understood it. If you've missed last week's Hangout where we went through all of this, then obviously you can go through the recording. We went through setting up the perfect Pinterest profile. We talked about the image. We talked about how to claim your website. Now, that is if you have your own website, you might have your own hosting, whatever that might be. We showed you how to do that. If you are just using Zukul's blogging system, which is absolutely fine, again, we showed you how to actually set up the link from Pinterest into that and put the code in, and we explained that. As again, if you've missed all that, because it can be quite detailed, go back through the video, and equally there'll be lots of videos on YouTube which will show you how to do that as well. I don't want to sort of put loads of fluff into this training. I just want to make sure we get to the meat and potatoes of the actual how Pinterest can work for you. We then talked about the correct settings, and obviously using the correct keywords, terminology, things that you want people to come people who are searching on Pinterest, how to find you effectively above all the other people. We then talked about the way that Pinterest works is that it has what we might call folders, but they call them boards. So setting up of a board, so how many boards to have and how to use them. We went through how to create the title correctly, how many boards you need to create, and we also went through the settings for the graph search. And the graph search is basically that little bar that's at the top of Pinterest. So you might be typing in how to make money online, or how to make money blogging, how to make money as an affiliate marketer, how to make money as a currency trader, how to make money with cryptos, whatever it might be. So whatever that key phrase is, that your board title and the images that you are uploading have all of that key information on there as well. And we also went through, again, a bit of a newbie way of how to find free content and get those boards populated. And we then told you, or we then went through how many pins that you needed to be doing to help build out your boards. And we also talked about, how to find those pins and how quickly and easy it was to actually create a little bit of content into your Pinterest accounts. So hopefully you guys have gone and done all, if not some of that. Okay, I've just got a question that's come through. The writing is very light and hard to read. Yeah, I do appreciate that, Bill. Like I say, it's not really there for you. It's sort of there for me to keep me on track. Otherwise, I'll have a tendency to go off on tangents. So that was last week. This week, and hopefully this is a little bit brighter for you, or a little bit darker. I've put it in some darker ink here, and I've put a few more notes on here. So this is what we're going to go through today. We're going to be going through building your account. Okay, so how to basically Pinterest, Twitter, most of the social media platforms are based on, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. So basically you follow somebody and they will tend to follow you back. Okay, so it's basically, yes, you can go and click and find a load of followers. That's not an issue really with Pinterest or any social platform. The trick is finding the right followers, okay, the right people. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. How we're going to do it, we're going to do some very quick keyword searching, and we're going to go through some follows and followers. Okay, we're going to go through that process. It's not difficult, but obviously once you know the right way to do it, then obviously if you get thousands of followers, at least they're going to be a large percentage of going to be the right type of followers. And obviously how to do it, what to do, and how often to do it. Pinterest is pretty lenient at the moment. They're letting you basically follow about 400 people before I get a warning sign, sometimes even 500 people in a single day. So to just erring on the side of caution, once we go through this stage, you know, you could do 200 to 300 follows, you know, very, very quickly. Again, my measure of time is cup of coffee time. So whatever it is that it takes to me to drink a cup of coffee, I can basically have done my Pinterest, done it all manually. We're then going to actually go through, and I know we touched on this a little bit last week, but I want to go through a little bit more detail about creating your own pin, okay? Where to get the image from, where to get content from, okay? This is really important. This isn't necessarily the repins. These are the pins that you're going to create, which are going to be connected to either a blog post that you're going to have or a landing page. And I'm going to show you how you can get, you can make this really easy for yourself. Yes, there are free ways of doing this, but the quality isn't great. Yes, there are paid versions. I'm going to show you the paid versions. The paid versions will surprise you. I'm sure they will. Okay, I've got two alternative options for you above and beyond the likes of Fiverr. Okay, these are better quality. Okay, and again, very, very cheap. And again, I'm going to show you how to create some content. We've done images before in the past using Canva. I'm going to show you very quickly again how we create an image and a correct image size, and then we're going to do the actual creating the pin. All right, this isn't a lot of work. Okay, I just want to make sure we've got the right basics in place for you. We're then going to touch on rich pins, and I'm going to touch on it slightly. Okay, literally I'm going to give you a link to somebody's website who's going to show you how to put a rich pin in, and that's simply because rich pin, basically we'll talk about what rich pins are, and then you'll need to have Yoast on your own website. This won't work with any Zukul blog, unfortunately. Rich pins only work with say WordPress blog. Okay, so we'll talk on that, and then we're going to get to the secret sauce, which is effectively group boards. How to find the right group boards, how to contact the group board owners, and how to have the right content to show the group board owners that you're a serious person, and then obviously how to track the content, the contacting process of your group boards, because you're going to need to contact a lot of people over a period of time to get onto group boards. Because obviously not everybody is going to want you know, a lot of people onto their group boards. Some people will, but the serious group boards, and you only need to be on, you know, we're talking 2 or 3, you know, maybe 4 or 5 group boards at the most to start to get some really serious traffic to your offers. Okay, so like I say, that's what we're going to go through. Have we got any questions? No, we're doing brilliant at the moment. So I'm just going to push this back, and then we'll get to work. Okay, right. Just have a quick drink, excuse me. My old trusty Vimto. Right. So the first thing we're going to look at is building your account. How to find the right followers. Obviously, we're going to go through some very quick keyword research. And we're then also going to go through who to follow and effectively why we're going to follow them, and obviously, you know, their followers. So the first thing to have, now unfortunately, there we go, just lost everybody momentarily. Now what I'm going to need to do first is do a screen share. So I'll just be quiet a moment while I, because I'm not very good at multitasking. Okay, so right. So we'll just log into my Pinterest account. So here we are. So we're on Pinterest. You can see that I'm logged into to this account. Now, as I explained, I think it was yesterday, that I have a number of Pinterest accounts. So please don't be worried or precious over the fact that you might have a personal Pinterest account, you might have a business Pinterest account. It really doesn't matter to Pinterest at all, okay? Or at least in my experience. I need to obviously qualify that by saying in my experience. So here we are on our Pinterest account, and this is the search bar at the top here, okay? Now, as you can see, these are some of my recent searches. Now, I'm just going to type in what should I do? How to make money blogging. Okay, so we'll just type that one in to begin with. Okay, and basically what happens is you can see that we've got loads and loads of pins. All right, and it can be a little bit mind-blowing about, you know, which pins do you have to click on each pin to find out, if I click on this pin, is this person a decent person? Well, they've only got 955 followers. Now, bearing in mind that I've got, 1,600 followers, that's possibly not a person that I need to, that's not a leader, as it were, okay? So one of the best things that you can do with a major category, and blogging is a major category, okay, is to go to Google, and if we just type in best blogging Pinterest accounts, or something along those lines, and Google will then hopefully give us, here we go, 15 stylish ladies to follow on Pinterest. Now obviously I could perhaps do a cleverer search term, but basically what I wanted to just outline to you is that Google will provide you with answers generally more often than not. And this is when you've got a major category, and obviously blogging is a major category. It's not classed as a category in itself in Pinterest. Ladies fashion, for example, would be a category on, education would be a category. Blogging isn't, okay? But as you can see, 15 stylish ladies to follow. So it might be that Erin Luchina, not sure how you pronounce that, but this person here might be a decent person to look at. So we'll just have a look at that. Eat, sleep, wear, Nina Garcia. So we'll just open those just to have a look at what they've got. And as you can see, it automatically opens up their Pinterest account, which is the right thing. Okay, Pinterest. Next one, Pinterest as well. Now, it depends on what it is that you want. There's types of people that you want following your Pinterest account. So I have a large blogging interest in my Pinterest account. I do apologise, this is taking forever to load up. Let me just cancel two of these, and we'll get rid of that and that. Okay, so here's Erin. Now, look at that, she's got 2.3 million monthly viewers. Okay, so clearly Erin, whatever she does, is clearly very good at it. So she would be possibly someone that I might be interested in following. But just to make sure is that I could check out her website, and more importantly, I could check out the boards that she has. Now, it might be that there's only some of the boards that I'd be interested in, or will be reflective of the type of thing that I do as regards blogging. So for example, if we scroll down, Pinterest tips for business. Okay, so that might be a board that would be interesting to me. Okay, what else have we got? Blogging tips and tricks, I presume. Yeah, tips and tricks. So she has a few things on here which are design. You know, it's all about. I get the feeling that it's about fashion. It's about items. There's a few things on here about blogging. If she had some business on here, then it probably would be a really good person to follow. But it's only got a couple of boards on there that I would be interested in. All right, so it's not probably someone that I automatically would connect with as far as my Pinterest account is. So we'll get rid of Erin, and we'll now have a look at Eat Sleep Wear. Now, Eat Sleep Wear tends to sound like someone who does fashion. So again, 2.1 million monthly viewers, and 1 million people are following Eat Sleep Wear. We'll just have a quick look at her boards. And she's got 37 boards, which are unfortunately taking a while to load up. Here we go. So again, what are we looking at? Fashion, style. This one looks like about style and fashion again, isn't it? Okay, so probably not an ideal candidate for my blogging series. Okay, not a problem, because again, just on that Google research, I've got another 10 or 12 people to go and look through, and clearly I could refine that Google research again specifically for blogging, which I know I have done because I've got a list of 25 specific bloggers mixed between male and female, and those people, this is what I do. So I automatically follow the individual. Okay, obviously in this case I'm not going to follow this person because it's not something that would connect with my Pinterest target market. So once I've followed that individual, I then basically copy their URL. Okay, and more importantly, I then come to this section here where it says followers. Okay, so you've got two sections. You've got the following and the followers. Let me go through following first. So if we click on the following, because this person looks like an influential person, then the chances is that some of these people here are also going to be influential people. So again, what I could do is I could then click on these people individually and just go through them to see if they look like they are bloggers. Okay, people who teach blogging or how to make money from blogging. Okay, so I could quite easily go through that. All right, so that's the first thing that you can do. The next thing, which is about getting followers, is you click on the followers tab, and it basically shows you exactly the same information, but it shows you the people who are following this person. Now, she's got 1 million followers. And remember that, you know, if this person was all about how to make money online blogging, then I've already got a huge target market that I could tap into. And I won't show you what I've got at the moment because clearly I don't want you guys to go off and basically replicate exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want you to sort of encroach on my business basically. But I'm telling you exactly what I've done without showing you the exact people that I'm following. Having said that, you could click on my link and go and find my followers and following, you know, quite easily. But like I say, I have all of this basically on a spreadsheet. So what I now have is the URL of the person that I'm following, the influencer, as I call it. Okay, so I have the influencer person, and I then have a list of a link to their followers and a link to their following. And basically all I do is I just simply come on and I just click these. And as you can see, that is how difficult this whole process is. I'm only going to do a few because, like I say, you know, this is, you know, just an example. Now, when I am clicking on, I do filter them very, very quickly. I'm just going to go back to that filter. Sorry, I just got a bit too click happy there. So here we go. So go to followers. Hopefully that'll load up. Okay. Now, what I tend to do is I follow people with possibly a sensible name. Okay. So the St. Paul's Centre is possibly not something that I would follow. Okay, because it looks like a place. The other thing is I wouldn't follow anybody who doesn't have an image on there. Okay. Again, I would expect someone to at least have an image on there. The other thing that you might look at is it a photo? Is it a genuine image? Because does that look like a model screen face shot? Probably does look a little bit more like a headshot of a model, as opposed to that looking a bit more of a genuine sort of photograph. So again, that might be something that I would filter out, especially if I've got a huge list to go at. I can choose, I can be a little bit picky. Also on top of that is names that jump out at me, like this one here, which is work and leverage from home. Okay, and they've also got, looks like a Bitcoin image here. So that might be somebody that I'd be interested in looking at. So I'm just going to click on that, because that person may lead me to other places, other people and other places. So again, this is the person. They've got 202, so not a massive following. However, let's find out who they're following. And again, they may have already done some work, and they may have some people that are, sensible people that you might think, you know what, that person, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they might have somebody who is linked into blogging. So they might have, I don't know, like this one says recipe girl, you might have blogging boy, or affiliate marketing girl, or Forex guru, or something like that. So again, it just leaves you, or leads you down other paths that you can go down to. All right. So yes, you could simply go to that person who had 1 million followers and just click on all of them over a period of time. Absolutely, yes, you can do that, but you're not really being as targeted as you can be. So that is an example of blogging. If we go to Forex, which is probably the best known terminology, if you like, for Pinterest, even though it's not a category, this is another way that you could do it. So I've just typed in Forex here, and you'll notice in the list you've got people, and you've also got boards. Okay, so if I click on the people bit, so pinners named Forex, so that's where they've got Forex actually in their title. Okay, so they may be people who will be interested in a binary bot, or they might be interested in crypto. And again, you could use all of these terminologies to find these individuals. So if we click on that, and again, just very quickly while that loads up, I'll have a quick drink. You can see here now that we've got a list of people who have got the term Forex in their title. Now, they may well be companies, or they may be people who think there's something big in Forex. So for example, this person here has got 1.1 thousand followers. That might be a person that we're interested in. Your guide to Forex has got 2,000 followers, 5.6 thousand followers. Okay, only got 3 boards. That looks like it could be a company, but again, that's not a problem, because if we open this one, just because Forex affiliate might be a company, or looks like it might be a Forex affiliate program or something like that, that's not a problem, because guess what we can do is we can actually go to their boards. Where are we? There we go. So we click on their badge here, and hopefully we can now go to them. If my Pinterest will work, and it's not, unfortunately. Let's click on this. There we go. So we can now click on their followers. Okay, so they've got 5,000 followers. So we can click on that. And now all of a sudden we've now got access to their followers. So you can see that I'm a follower of this. Okay, Swanky Badger. Okay, not entirely sure whether there's somebody I want, but you can see here that we've got a couple of people here that I've followed. Okay, so it might be that I want to follow these people because they're interested in not only Forex, but they're also interested in being an affiliate. So it's almost like a double bubble on this case. And again, you've got here Faisal FX Pro. He might be something who's worth looking into. So as you can see, just by finding one decent person with good growth, crypto information, yeah, that might be an interesting one. Just by finding a decent person, it could lead you down different avenues where you could actually find other great people, okay, to either follow or to actually grab their boards. Okay, so that hopefully has given you an example. If I just stop sharing for a moment. So hopefully that gives you an idea of who to follow and what to follow, and obviously how many people to follow. So that hopefully has boxed off that first section. And you need to build your account. And when I say build your account, there's two parts that I'm focusing on here. One is making sure that you've got at least 9, maybe more boards. Let me just, at the moment, I'm just talking to a blank screen. There we go. So hopefully you've now building up a number of boards, and those boards are now being populated with lots of green pins. So when people go onto your account, they're seeing that you've got a lot of boards, and they've also seen that you've got a lot of pins in those boards. Okay, they're not necessarily bothered about whether those pins are all of yours or your content. They just want to know that those boards are looking like it's an active, authoritative account. So hopefully that's the first thing you're working on. Now you're going to start to build up your followers and your following. And by doing this, you'll start to build up a large following. And like I said last week, after about a week of doing this manually, and if you're doing 200 or 300 a day, then obviously over time, you're going to start to build up a large followers and following. Okay, so let me just do a quick screen share and just take you back to my account, just so I can show you how that all looks. So if we go back to my account, so as you can see, I now have, click on boards, I now have 27 boards, okay, and I have obviously, what was it, 1,600 followers, okay, and I'm not minded about the people that I'm following. I could have a lot of following, and I could, if I had an inclination, just go along and just unfollow people as as I went along, and just sort of think, right, okay, I'll unfollow these people. All right, it's not really, it's just one of those things. There is a thing about having a number of followers to following, and it used to be a thing on Pinterest, certainly a thing on Twitter. I'm not really minded about it, and I don't think anybody else is these days. So again, you could come to Darren Barton, you could go to my followers, and you could literally, come along and follow all my followers. It really isn't a problem, but I don't want to sort of share the people that I'm targeting, okay? Because I've got, a couple of million people out there that I'm in the process of targeting. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. So I'll just quickly dash over to the Hangout, just make sure that everybody's still up to speed with me, and I've not missed out any questions. No, we look to be all okay. Cool. Just push that along a little bit. There we go. There we are. Right, cool. So the next bit that we're going to go through, I'll just go back to my flip chart, is creating your own pins. And how do we do that? And then we'll obviously touch on rich pins. So, right, let's now it's currently screen sharing. We're on our account. Now there's a couple of ways you can do it. If you're on Pinterest, your home page, as it were, you can literally go to the left-hand side here where it says create pin, which we'll do this way simply because we're here, or you can actually go to your own board and obviously create a pin on that actually board. But we're just going to create a pin here, so we're just going to click that button. And you can see it's not in the least bit tricky. So all I'm going to do, again, is just a very, very quick setup. Clearly, you guys, HTTPS. Noticed I've stopped talking as I'm typing. There we go, because I've spelled it right. We then put our image in here. Let me just grab our image. Okay, now I showed you how our description is going to be here. It's nothing fancy, okay? It's really straightforward. So all I've put on here is we're just about to start testing our binary option auto trading bot, full stop. Register here if you want our latest updates, and it's just a link to my website. This is purely just an example, okay, on sort of the wording that you could put on here. Obviously after the Hangout, I'll get around to deleting this actual pin, but I just wanted to show you the process as an example. And then, as with most social medias now, is you can do your hashtags, and your hashtags basically are tags. So we did YouTube tags, if you remember. You could be exactly the same YouTube tags, okay, you just do them as hashtags, and that way you're combining your YouTube, your Facebook and your Pinterest now all in the same, all together. Once you're happy that everything looks all right, then you can click done, and it will then ask you to choose which board you want that pin to go onto. Now I want it to go onto the best of. Okay, now if you don't know the difference between the best of Darren Barton and the rest of the other boards, again, you need to go back through last week's Hangout. And again, it's now going to load everything up. Okay, and it'll take a while. And you then have a choice. You can close it, you can see it now, or you can promote your pin. Now, all I'm going to do is just obviously click to see it now, because I just want to make sure that you've got everything in the right way. So let's talk about the image. Now the image needs to be on a 3:2 ratio. What does that mean? It means to be basically 3 times in tall. So it could be 3,000 pixels tall by 2,000 pixels wide. This one is actually 2,000 by 1,500. That's the size of this image. But obviously you basically want tall images, and the reason is that Pinterest generally is viewed on phones, and so though that size or that ratio of image looks good on a phone, we're obviously watching this on a desktop, so it looks a bit odd, but basically that's how you want your images to be. Right? You want it to have a nice image, and you want it to have a nice big catchy statement, and you can then brand it. Obviously I've put a website on here, and I've put the Zukul brand at the top of here. Now I've connected my website, and again I showed you how to do that last week, so you can see here it's got my website already connected up here, and again here we have the actual description. So it's got my link to my website here. Well, it's not actually a link, it's got the actual URL here, and then of course it's got the tags here. Now obviously when you click on this on a phone, then some of this will also become clickable, and it will also become clickable because I now have what we call rich media attached to all of the images that I upload. And it's also important to understand that this image, if you'll remember our rules when we come to uploading images, is that this image here is also hard keyword attached. So this image is saved as something like binary option auto trading bot. Okay, so that's what that image is called. And again, if you're not sure what we're talking about there, we will be covering this again in a couple of weeks when we start to do our marketing. But it's a little bit of an SEO trick that we went through with our YouTube training. Now, if I click on this image, in theory, what should happen is that it should take me to the actual landing page that is connected to that image straight away. Okay, so that worked lovely, which I'm very pleased with. So again, that's simply because this is what's called a rich pin. Okay, So how do you get a rich pin? Well, first thing you need to do is go to your actual site, as it were. Come to the little dots on the right hand side here. Go to settings. Now you won't find it on here because obviously rich pins are already set up. But on this section here where we have the claiming websites, is you have the option to get rich pins. All right, and you then need to verify your actual website. So I'm not going to show you one which hasn't done, because obviously I'll also be divulging the other accounts that I've got. But you'll obviously have it at the back of your settings. It'll clearly have a box here to claim your rich pins. How do you do that? Really, really straightforward. I'll open a tab and I will give you the link. And this is a link to melissagriffin.com. Easy way set rich pins Pinterest. Okay, and when this loads up beautifully, you'll see how easy it is. Now, like I say, in order to have rich pins, you need to have your own hosting, your own blog. So traditionally, that would be a WordPress. You come to her website, and the first thing you need to do is follow step 1, which is installing the Yoast SEO plugin to your WordPress. Literally takes a second. Well, literally takes 30 seconds. Okay, it's not a big job. And if you've installed plugins before, then you'll know how to do that. Step 2 is you then go to the rich pin validator, and that's what I'm talking about in the back of your Pinterest settings. Then step 3 is just simply apply. Okay, you click the button, and it may take a couple of days, but you'll eventually get a message from Pinterest to say that they've validated your website. That is really all there is to it. And then you're going to have what's called added SEO oomph to anything that you put on Pinterest. If you haven't got a blog and you haven't done anything like that before, then obviously you could go to Fiverr, pay someone a Fiverr, and they'll sort that all out for you if you are really technically challenged. However, just follow the instructions here, and literally, I mean, we're talking maybe 60 to 90 seconds, and you're done. Okay, and that includes uploading the Yoast SEO. So it's really not a big job. But that's where I would suggest that you go to get the step-by-step instructions. Okay, let's just quickly go back to our flip chart just to make sure I'm on track. So, creating your own pins. So, in order to create your own pins, you need to have content on your website. I'm going to show you a trick on how to get some really great content for your website. I'm going to do that in a moment. Images, I've already talked about that. We used Canva, I think, last week to create that image. And like I say, it's like 2000 by 1500 or whatever it might be, but the ratio needs to be 3:2, and ideally it needs to be those long images. That's the ideal shape. We talked about the settings and the description, and we've talked about rich pins. So let's now go back to that set and let's just look at blog posts. Now this is critical, because when you are contacting group board owners, is you're going to want to demonstrate to them that you are a serious person and that you have some great content on your website that they will value and their subscribers will value to their group boards. So it's important that the content that you are sharing with them is really, really great. Now, not every bit of content that you ever produce needs to be super, okay? All right, I've said it. Okay, you could have 10 fantastic blog posts. Those are your cornerstone blog posts. Okay, you put a lot of time and effort into those, and then you might have another 10, 20 or 30 blog posts which are just okay. But those 10 blog posts which are really good, those are the ones that you are going to promote. Now, if your blog post is let's say how to use parabolic SAR to make $500 this month on binary options. Okay, let's say that's the topic of your content. There are different ways that you could market that same content. You could market it as powerful parabolic SAR. You could market it as how to make $500 on binary options, you could market it as 3 or 4 different ways. Well, actually, you could probably go 10, 15 different ways, but you get my meaning is that although you may only have one piece of content, you can actually hit it with different ways of marketing. And in that process, also understanding which bit of marketing is going to get you more results. So again, over time, you'll realize which key phrases to use on your marketing. So where are we going to go next? We're going to go to, I missed this bit, I do apologize. So this again is a little bit about, I've just remembered I'm not sharing my screen, so I've just clicked on something and you guys can't see it. So let me just go back to my screen share. I'm trying, here we go. There we are. Screen share, there we go. Right, go back to Pinterest, go back to boards. Okay, right. Now we talked about, so when you were on here last week, I think we had maybe 10, 11 boards, something like that. So during the past few days, is I've obviously expanded my boards to now 27 boards. And you can see that I've given them different titles. So how to trade online profitably, profitable day trading strategies. So there's lots and lots of extra boards have gone in there. So how have I chosen the names of the boards, the titles of the boards? And again, I covered this quite a bit last week, but there was a couple of things that I forgot to mention in how to market the names of your board, if that's the right way of putting it. So this is an example. So binary options I've written here. You can see here that that is a key phrase. So I want people who are looking for binary options. Now, in order to entice them to go to my board, is I've tagged on binary options strategy or binary options trading, binary options trading strategy, binary options signals. There's lots of people who are interested in those titles, as it were. So I could have boards, I could have maybe 10, 20 boards based around the term binary options with obviously the various additional bits of keywords thrown on there. And don't worry, is that when you just type into, if I go to back to Pinterest, if I type in binary options, okay, and just wait a moment, you can see here that Pinterest is actually giving me ideas. So it's telling me that people have searched trading strategies, signals, trading, and strategy. So effectively, I've got 5 titles for 5 boards there. Yeah, I've then got other boards here which are giving me other titles. So binary options software, signals again, and I could literally click on this link here. If I click on this link, it will give me every single board or the large boards with the key phrase binary options in there. So again, best binary options software. Best binary options would be a good one as well. So you can see that, you know, there are lots and lots. You can see I'm following a lot of these boards. So you can see that there are a lot of boards with, some of them have got the same titles. Some of them have got titles that I'm probably not going to be interested in, but some of them have got titles which I'm thinking, actually, that's not a bad title. Okay. So on top of that, okay, I could do exactly the same process with the term day trading. I could do exactly the same thing with the term Forex. I could do exactly the same thing with the term stock market. Okay, just simply type in stock market and Pinterest will give me, again, some of the popular bits of the key phrases that people are searching, or I could go onto stock market boards and find out other additional key phrases as well. The next bit is to then make them enticing. So again, this is another way of making your board looking attractive. So if you were to put free at the beginning of it, so free binary options strategy would be good. Profitable binary options strategy, most profitable binary options strategy, amazing binary options strategy, and even lists. Okay, so again, when you do lists, they have to be odd numbers. All right, so 21 binary options strategies, or if we scroll down, what about 21 profitable binary option signals? Now, if there was a board named that, you'd probably want to click on it. So do you understand what I'm trying to demonstrate here? Is that yes, you can go with the basic key phrases. You could take it a stage further and then add on to that a little bit more of a clickbait, clickable marketing spin, if you like, and come up with a really attractive name for a board. So that's basically what I want to sort of demonstrate there. And not only that, you could do exactly the same process for adding titles to all of your Pinterest posts as well. Okay, so, and obviously it's exactly the same thing in putting that sort of information on your actual Pinterest images. Again, same process. So it's a really powerful strategy of coming up with the keyword and then coming up with some sort of superlative which just adds value and clickability to your actual post or image. So let me just get rid of that. Hopefully in a minute when it clicks out. There we go. Okay, so done that. Image content. Right. Yeah, we're going to overrun. This is true. But again, this is really important. I want to make sure that you guys have got some really good value out of this. So if you are going to, let's say we're going to click on this here. So this is one of my boards, and we're going to click on this one here, 2,000 per day. Okay, that jumps out at me. People are going to probably click on that, and it takes me to Trades Master Team. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and that will then obviously take me to their web page, their blog, their landing page, whatever it might be. Hopefully when it loads up, I'll just have a quick drink. I do apologize about my internet. Yeah. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. It'd be better to just colour it in with my own crayons, wouldn't it? Here we go. So it takes me to this binary options trading strategy, how to earn $2,000 a day with binary options. It's dated 2017. Now, if you're going to ever do anything like this, do not ever put a date on it. All right, simply because now I look at that and I think, oh, well, that was last year. Okay, so don't ever put a date on anything that you do. So we've now got a video, and that's it. That's all we've got. So that link just simply takes me to a page which has got a video on it. All right. Now, why are they doing that? Well, guess what? They've got lots of clickable links here. Okay, so they're going to get some AdSense commissions here. They've got AdSense commissions coming out here as well. You can see here. It's I don't know whatever it is. It's not Google AdSense, but basically you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's just a basic blog with a video on. That's all they're taking you to, and they've put advertisements here as well. Okay, so that's pretty poor, and I'm sure you guys could do a lot better than that. All right, do a nice introduction. There's the video, and then some sort of quick steps, actionable steps underneath the video, and then links to get more information. You could do a much better job than that. However, that's what they've done. Now, where are you going to get great content to do a better thing than that? Gosh, that's shocking. Right. Okay, I'm going to show you two places. I'm going to take you here, and I'm going to take you here. Okay, first one. First one here, iWriter. Okay, now some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not. Okay, iWriter is basically like Fiverr, but it's specifically for content. Okay, so and it's shockingly cheap. All right. Now you may be thinking, okay, if you're saying that your basic blog post needs to be, most people say at least 500 words. Okay. Now you could go to eZane's articles, eZane's articles. Okay, you could go to eZane's articles. You could go there and you could grab an article for free. All right, you just grab anything. However, the trouble is that maybe thousands of other people have also got articles for free, and those same articles. And the problem is you'll then need to put a link back to the person that you've got the article from. but you could do that for free. All right, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not what I would call your cornerstone content. That would be maybe your next sort of 10, 20 or 30 articles might be from easy articles. If you've got 10 posts that you, or 5 posts that you want to have as your cornerstone content, and you want to spend a little bit of time making sure they're absolutely brilliant, then iWriter is a fantastic solution for you. I'll log in, hopefully. There we go. Okay. So really straightforward, very cheap. So you can order content. Okay. So as you can see here, I've done a few orders for content. It's really straightforward. Click on the order content button. 2 steps. You watch the video. Okay. And the next step, it takes you to the actual place where you place the order. So you give it a title. You don't want a template. You just want just the article itself. You've got a choice of, you might have something that you want rewriting. You might have something from e-zines articles that you want rewriting. But generally, you're going to go for an article. It's business, or you might want to select a category. Okay. So there might be one here on investing, internet and business online might be the one. Home-based business might be one. So you can see there's lots and lots of categories you could choose from. And that obviously helps them filter out the content writers for you. You want it in English, US or UK. Keywords. Okay, this is where you then put in your keywords. So it might be that you put in binary options, binary option strategies, binary option tips, that type of thing. Parabolic SAR, parabolic SAR, whatever it is your keyword you want the article about will be in the title, and it will be here. So if your title is 21 greatest binary option strategies to make $500 this month, that could be the title that you have for your article. You would then have binary options would be a keyword, strategies, tips, whatever it might be. Okay, that would be your keywords, and tend to have maybe 4 or 5 keywords in there. All right. Total articles 1, word count about 500, and what level do you want? Now you could go for premium. I tend to go for standard. Okay, and ask for rewrite if I think I need to get it rewritten. So as you can see, for a 500-word article about the 21 best ways to make money binary options, it's only going to cost me the best part of, what's that, £2, £2.50. I've not had to write it. All I need to do is just get it written for me. Then you can give them some instructions about how often you want the keywords in there. So you might have 2 keywords in here, and you want the keywords put in there maybe 2 or 3 times. All right. Again, click those if they're apparent, if they're applicable to what you want. Submit project to specific people. No, unless you already have specific people. You want it to go out to as many people as possible. Place order. Okay, and I've already got the funds more or less there, and click place order. And what happens is that goes out to all of the people who are able to write articles in that category or in that niche. And you may get 2 or 3 versions that come back to you. And then from those versions, you're then able to read them. And if you like them, you can just or accept it straight away, or you can ask them to do a rewrite. Okay, and again, I think for standard, you may have 2 or 3 rewrite options as well. But you'll get 3 or 4 people will come back to you with that content within about 24 hours. It's very, very quick. And like I say, the standard is very good as well. I use this for offline people, like gardening services, hairdressers, that type of thing. They give me content, really good content on subjects that I know nothing about. Okay, but these guys do. So that's a great option for you. The other one is PLR Me. Okay, now there are lots and lots of PLR companies out there. This one's slightly different because again it's purely about content, and again I'll just log into this one hopefully, and perhaps it won't let me. It won't let me. I'm not going to mess around logging in. I'll show you on the front. Again, you register for free, same as iWriter. And I think when you register for free, you also get a number of credits. This is all credit based. Sorry, not sure why that's doing something. Oh, here we go. I've just clicked on something to give you an example. So this is an example here. So I passionately embrace what life throws at my way. So this is an affirmations reflection that someone obviously is an example. And like I say, if you register, you get so many credits, and you can obviously get loads of free content for those credits without actually having to pay for anything. But even one credit, it's 40 cents. So you would get this as an example of what you get for that price. And again, you can see what's included. You get it's in various formats. It's a very straightforward documentation that you get here. You can get them, ebooks. You can get different images. You get all sorts of content, and it's a really great resource. Again, I use this one a lot as well. So those are two great sites for you. One is called plr.me. The other one is iWriter.com. So again, if you're missing that, get back to me and I can give you the links to those. Okay, so those are brilliant ways of getting some content. Once you've got your content, you then want to create a brilliant image. And as I showed you last week, you could get 5 images for $5 done on Fiverr, professionally done. So let's say you've got 5 pieces of content. Let's say it's cost you $4. That's effectively $20 worth of content plus 5 brilliant images. There's $25 worth of superb content that you can now put onto your best of board. All right. So there's no reason why you can't have a brilliant best of board set up with 5 pieces of content. Okay. Now then, next step is finding group boards. Now, let us just go back to. Now again, there's a few ways that you can find group boards. Now the first thing you need to do is obviously find the group boards, find the owner of the group boards, then contact the owner of the group boards and ask to become a subscriber. Now for some reason this has frozen, which is true to form with my internet. Okay, so we're now back at base. That's good. Right. First place you can go to, if you have what's called a category in Pinterest. Now, that might be make money, it might be blogging, it might be fashion, it might be dog grooming. Okay, you can go to a website called Pin Groupie, totally free, and in fact, you can get the information without having to register even. All right, so I've just done 2 examples here. One is on making money as a keyword here. Okay, so this is pin groupie.com. Okay, pingroupie.com. You come down to here, the search tab. I've just put in make money and I've clicked the filter button. And as you can see, it's now giving me a list of group boards. It's telling me who the creator happens to be. Again, a direct link to that creator. The category that it's in, number of pins, the number of collaborators already, and the number of followers. So you could identify that Make Money Blogging has got 36,000 followers. Okay, it's got 29 contributors already. So I could go and visit the blog now, the actual board, and I can go and see the owner straight away. Or this one here I've already done, Forex. Now you can see that Forex is a much smaller category within Pinterest. Okay, we've only got a few boards to choose from, but even so, there's a couple of boards that are probably worth looking at. You've got World of Forex and Forex. Excuse me. It's got followers, and obviously it's got collaborators here as well. Okay. So what do we do? Well, really straightforward. You can start in Pin Groupie. Let's open this one, which is Make Money Blogging. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. You could, of course, do a Google search for group boards Forex group boards, or binary options group boards, or trading strategies group boards, or cryptocurrencies group boards, whichever you want. Just put that term in to Google, and obviously it will give you the results of whatever it might be. And like I say, depending upon the number of boards within Pinterest, within your search criteria, it will give you obviously a number of results. Gosh, this is slow. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so here we are, make money blogging. So this is the group board. As you can see, I'm already following the group board. And as you can see, it's important to note that these are the collaborators. So it's got 26 collaborators, but the person at the front of the queue, this is the person that owns this board. Okay. Now, very often it will give you rules and contact information here. So a collaborative board dedicated to getting traffic. So there's the topics that they're going to be interested in. So if you have great topics, blog posts, or anything on those particular subjects, then they're going to be interested. Limit your pins to 3 per day. Do not pin the same pin more than twice in 30 days. This board is permanently closed to new contributors. Okay, so you can't join this board. Okay, however, this person here who owns the board, guess what? They might have other boards. So I'll just go to her. I'll have a quick drink while this loads up. Okay, so she's a member of Work at Home Mom. Okay, click on her boards. Now she's got 72 boards, so the chances are is that she's going to have a lot of group boards, one would hope. She's also, as you can see, she's got 62,000 followers, and she gets a good decent number of monthly views as well. So she's probably what you would call an influencer, and again, you could go to her followers and then start to follow her followers. Okay, so let's just quickly. Now, how do you identify a group board? Well, you'll notice here, you see this board here, it's just got an image, whereas this board here has an image, but it also has that circle, which is sort of split up like a piece of pie. So that obviously signifies the fact that that is a group board. Okay, so what we want to do is just to scroll down. There's another one there. Let's open that. So again, with these types of accounts, is that you do get often maybe 4 or 5 group boards. Again, another board there. Okay, so let's just open that one. So we'll not open too many. So again, those 2 boards specifically about blogging. So we'll then come out of there. We'll just have a look at these group boards. Okay, well, this is the one that we just went to, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, right. So Inspired Bloggers University. To be added, you must be a member of the Inspired Bloggers University. Okay, so you've got to be a member of her Inspired University. So she's looking for people. Presumably that will be a subscription. But again, it's giving you a really clear message about what you need to do. Now, very, very often, it's just about, send me an email, or it might be that you just need to message the individual. Okay, so what do you do? How do you get in touch with people, and how do you keep track of it? Well, this is what I do. So this is the message that I send. Okay, so it's hey, and obviously the person's name on Pinterest. Now, very often it is a proper name, but sometimes it can be something like eat, sleep, and be merry. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, sometimes it's odd sending a message to somebody called eat, sleep, and be merry, but I have done. But very often it is to Sam Smith or whoever it might be. I was looking at your group board, and make sure you title the group board. Okay, and I absolutely love it. Use your own words and what sort of phraseology you're comfortable with. Okay, I was wondering if I could become a contributor. I believe the community would love my posts. Here's a sample post from my blog stroke Pinterest account. And what I would do is I would put your Pinterest link, okay, so, and also your blog post link. So again, this is, you know, if you have somebody who has got a following, you know, huge following, you know, this person's got 28,000 followers, 166,000 pins. You know, this is a serious person, and that's why I'm saying, I'm just trying to stress the fact that the blogs that you're going to be doing for Pinterest need to be high quality blogs, and that's why it's worth spending, you know, for argument's sake, $3 or $4 on getting some decent content, $3 or $4 on getting a fantastic looking image, and then advertising that to these people, because they're then going to see you as someone who is serious. Okay, they're not going to go right through your blog, they're not going to go through searching anything. These are busy people. They just want to see a decent image that will be clickable, and they also want to see content on the blog page that reads particularly well. Don't probably read the whole content, probably read the first couple of paragraphs, if that. Okay, but you need to have really good content for this to work for you. Okay, so have a link to your blog post and have a link to the Pinterest pin, if you like. Okay, so 2 links there. I tried really hard with these, and my graphics are always nice to look at, smiley face. I look forward to hearing from you, and then obviously put your name here. Right, it's really simple. Remember, these people are busy. They know that you're, you know, trying to get sort of scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type of message, but just do it in as a professional, friendly way as you can. And like I say, that is my terminology, works really well, but you may want to sort of tweak it and change it as well. All right, so that's the message that you need to send. How do you do it? Okay, well, we've just found, let's say we've just found a board. Okay, so we found this board. Okay, we like this board. We're now going to grab the link to this board. Okay, we're going to come to our checklist and we're going to put this link in here. Okay, so there's our. We're then going to go to the group board owner. Okay, so this is the lady who owns the board. So this is Tabitha Phelan. All right, so we're now going to copy that. Now, see, it says meet Penny. Yeah, this is Tabitha Phelan. So presumably she's referred to as Penny. Okay, so again, when you do your message, you may want to add that little bit of quirkiness to your message. Whoops, let's get rid of that. Just trying to close as many of these things down as I can. So here we might put in here, hey Tabitha. Okay, so it might be Tabitha, and I do apologize if I spelled it wrong. Hey Tabitha, make sure you got your capital letters right. You might want to put, it's great to finally meet Penny, exclamation mark. See what I did there? Okay, so we're putting in both things, simply because that's a little bit different than probably, it sets you apart from all the other messages that she probably gets. All right, now clearly I wouldn't necessarily message this person because she's been really specific about who she wants on her boards. However, it would be great to contact this person, all right, and say, hey Tabitha, where are we? To apologize, there we go. Hey Tabitha, I was looking at your board, but I absolutely love it, but I'm aware that I would need to be a member of X, Y, or Z. All right, and you could ask for a possible referral. You could say something like, unfortunately, I'm not a member of X, Y, and Z. Are you aware of any other boards that I could possibly be a collaborator with? Okay, let's just ask for a referral. Sometimes you're going to get a couple of people will say, yeah, try this board, or yes, I have this board. He might be in a different account. Remember, like me, they may have 3 or 4 different accounts. All right, so just understand that, you know, if you've got a really good person, don't give up on that person. All right, just send them a message. What's it going to take you? You know, five minutes to just fight the message and put it into here. So we've got the link to the board, we've got a link to the owner. the date that we contact the person. So we will put here the, was it 6th of August? Okay, that's the date we contacted them and were we accepted or not. Okay, so obviously we're not at the moment. Now it could be over the next couple of, next week, we come back through this list and we realize that we've got a yes here. Sorry, we've got a blank space here, but we might have a yes here, and no here, and no here. So we now come back and we know that this person we've not had a reply from. So it might be worth you just sending them another message. Okay, message them at least 2 or 3 times over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks. If they don't get back to you after that, then they're probably not worth working with anyway. All right, but if they say yes to you, then brilliant. Okay, and you can then start to ask them, right, great, get into a dialogue with them, and then say, okay, what's the next step? How do you want me to send the information? Do you want to just repin it? And they will talk you through it. Okay, and be really honest with them. Say, look, I'm completely new to Pinterest, or I'm completely new to this. All right, be honest with them. They're going to want to help you. These people want to help. If people come to me and said, I want to be a collaborator, will you be a collaborator on my board? I'm going to be helpful. I'm going to be helpful to them because I want people to add content, quality content to my boards. Okay, so don't be afraid of admitting. You don't have to fake it. Is basically what I'm trying to say. All right. So hopefully that. I'm just going to save that. Hopefully that was straightforward. I'm going to stop sharing now and bring up rid of that, and hopefully we are now all back and get to the Hangout. There we go. I don't know why I'm whispering. There we are. Right, we're there. Okay, right. Any questions? This is the last call. I appreciate that I've gone about 20 minutes over. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys got everything that you needed to start to build out your Pinterest account. And like I say, if you do it correctly, okay, and it's about doing with everything in life. It's about doing it little and often and getting into a discipline of making sure your content problem is sorted. For the sake of $20 or $30, you're going to have 5 amazing pieces of content. You can have 5 amazing images to go with that content. You're going to get those onto your Pinterest account. Your IFTT, your IFTTT is going to syndicate that. Okay, don't know what IFTTT is? Go back through the other videos. That will syndicate it for you. Your Facebook will obviously start to syndicate that for you. You could YouTube it if you've got videos on as part of your content. Your YouTube could syndicate that for you. And then on top of that, because it's just going onto your best of board within your growing Pinterest account, you have the opportunity, when you start to get followers, and you will get them, is to send them a little message. I'm not going to show you that because it's very straightforward. It's very much like the way Facebook works, is that just welcome them to be a follower. You're going to get, followed like 10 followers, 15 followers a day. So it's not going to be huge work, but it's time worth spent in those first few weeks in getting that extra people see your content. Then once you've got, I would say 100 followers, okay, that's your absolute minimum. Some people say go with 50, but let's be honest here, if you've got 100 followers, then I'm more likely to be interested in seeing what your content has got, what boards you've got. If you've got more than 100, let's say you've been doing this for a couple of weeks and you've got 300-400 followers, then I'm very much going to be interested in you becoming a contributor to my boards. Okay, so the more followers you've got, the more interested I'm going to be. If you've then got a great image on your links, you've got great content on your blog pages or on your website, again, I'm going to be very interested in. If you're going to be sending me from an image straight to a landing page or a capture page with an opt-in box, I'm not going to be interested. I'm only going to be interested in if it's a nice bit of content. That's basically what I'm trying to show you here. Obviously, within that content, you can have links that take you to people to landing pages, as I showed you with the example that we went through today. So you may not be able to read this, but at least I can. So we've gone through creating your own pins. We've gone through the secret source, okay, finding your group boards, how to find them, how to find the right ones, okay. That you could also do at the same time as you're finding followers, remember, because you're looking effectively for the same types of people. You're looking for leaders within the niche that you're targeting, okay. So the same people who've got the group boards have probably also got the followers that you're going to be interested in as well, all right. So it's not as though you're having to double handle this. You could do the same, do it all at the same time. And then I've shown you the message that I use, the contact people, okay. Tailor that the way you want, or just use it the way it is. It works the way it is at the moment, but if you want to change the wording, that's absolutely fine. And just make sure, like I say, I know I'm labouring this point, just make sure the content that you're sharing is high quality content. And then, of course, what to pin. I've just shown you how to pin everything to your board. And remember, you're only going to be adding things which are on your best of board to the collaborator boards. You're not going to be repinning things from your binary options board or your make money as an affiliate marketing board, okay. It's going to be just your best of board. And remember, as an example, mine is bestofdarrenbarton.com, so anything that goes into there will go out as a collaborator into other boards, okay. This work it just works, okay. It works really well in health and beauty. I've got 2 clients that we do health and beauty this way. I've got a garden designer account, and again, works really well for him as well. So it does work, all right. And obviously, what you're going to start to see from me is start to see this work out for basically for cryptocurrency binary option trading as well. Okay, I'm going to pause. We've got no more questions, which means that either I've totally confused everybody or I've done a brilliant job. Okay, so I'm going to quit while I'm winning. Like I say, this was going to be Wednesday's hangout, so there won't be a hangout from me on Wednesday. Jeremy, like I say, will be doing something later on in the week, and obviously keep an eye in the back office for notifications of that. Any questions that crop up, any problems that you might have in setting up your Pinterest, in the first instance, I'm not Mr. Pinterest. Zukul doesn't own Pinterest. So if there's a problem with your account, you need to go to Pinterest, okay? If there's something that I've mentioned or talked about that you're a little bit confused about how to set up, then of course you can get in touch with me and I'll do my best to sort of help you get over whatever hump that might be. Failing that, just go through the last 2 Hangouts, and like I say, everything that I do, I've basically shown you step by step. It may sound a lot that I've done it over two sections, but I just wanted to make sure that a lot of you guys won't know what Pinterest is, so I want to make sure that you understand what it is, how it works. So we spent quite a bit of time on that, but actually it's very similar to Facebook. You know, operates exactly the same way as Facebook, and the key thing is, like I say, is getting those key bits of content, and then obviously getting those contents recirculated onto boards. And there's different ways, like I say, that that you can market the same bit of content. I bet you could market that same bit of content maybe 15, 20 different ways if you sat down and looked at it and put in, you know, the best of this, or the, you know, added a list to the title. There's different ways that you can add, you know, value to that content. All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching today, and like I say, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.